Warning. The following video presentation contains scenes of extreme deliciousness. Failure to either eat first or bring a snack to consume during the presentation could result in wanting to lick the screen or in some way act the fool. Ain't nobody want that. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, boys and ghouls. DK's making a snack today. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? DK's making a snack today. Shove it right into your mouth. DK's making a snack today. What's it gonna be? Is he making it for me? DK's making a snack today. It's time for tactical snacking with DK.
Hey everybody. Welcome. You're kidding me. Welcome. Glad you can make it today. I know time zones and everything being what they are. Thanks for being here. Avocado Cream KitchenAid. Welcome. So yeah. It on the menu today, I didn't realize I hadn't changed the stream info. But it hey Scott2572, welcome buddy. I'd forgotten that I had left it up there with meatball subs, which is what we made on Saturday, whereas today we're doing something completely different. Today I kind of felt like making sort of a classic recipe. Oh, hi, Mrs. Wayso. Hey, welcome.
Thanks, I feel welcome.
You should be. It's a classic recipe, LBJ Pedernales River Chili. LBJ, for those that don't know, was Lady Bird Johnson, First Lady of the U.S., wife of President Johnson, back in the day. And this particular recipe was found on a 3x5 card in the stacks of materials that they had for the Presidential Library in Austin, Texas. And it was just labeled Pedernales River Chili, and there was no...
Pedernales.
Pedernales is a river.
Oh.
That's Pedernales River Chili.
Oh. Do you use river water?
No river water. Or at least I wouldn't use that river water, but that's just me. She's got her apron. Yes, she does.
I do. I'm gonna help.
She's gonna be assisting. We're not gonna watch her make stuff today. Well, we are, but we're not like, okay, you're gonna make it, and I'm gonna sit here and supervise. No, we're
a team effort.
It's a team effort. So
at least until he throws me out because he's frustrated.
And yeah, until she's just like, okay, go sit down. I've got it, sort of thing. Normally you're starting during school drop-off, so I missed the start. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, because it would be sort of like right in that morning time frame for you.
We should do breakfast for dinner just for your kitten.
Yeah, there we go.
Because you love breakfast foods.
I do. I love breakfast foods. They're my
Anyways, yes, I'm helping today.
Yeah.
Hopefully all goes well.
Hopefully all goes well.
No, coincidence.
Yeah. No, actually, it was totally a coincidence, but I should apologize if I'm not my normal, usual self today. I woke up to some drama. The drama has been resolved.
That's it. Dramas, and the missus is here. The
missus is here. She's my emotional support wife. Amongst other things.
Okay, anyways, focus.
So yeah, we're making LBJ Pedernales River Chili. The commands work, so !menu if you want to see what we're making. If you want to look at the recipes that we're working off of, hit that !recipes and it'll give you to the link to the Discord post. The recipes I have printed out the LBJ Pedernales River Chili is a pretty famous one. You can find actual like photos of the card. We're not going to be following it exactly. There are some changes that we're going to make, and I'll explain why. Then there's another one called Grandmother's Buttermilk Cornbread that we're going to be doing. This is something I found on, I think it was, All Recipes. I'm not the biggest of cornbread fans, but this one had a bajillion positive reviews.
Oven's ready.
Thank you, baby. And so I figured let's give it a go, see what happens. We're also going to be doing one thing different from this recipe, but
what a surprise.
It's not going to be enough to where it's like, oh, I'm going to give this recipe 0 stars.
Negative stars.
Negative stars. And then lastly, it was because with chili and cornbread, I need vegetables to go with it, because if I don't have vegetables, I don't feel,
or vegetation,
or some kind of vegetation. And I'm like, okay, well, let's look for some ideas. And the ideas that kept coming up for sides for chili were things like nachos, tacos, onion rings, baked potatoes.
Nebraska, they like to pair their chili with cinnamon rolls. It's a thing. It is a real thing.
I had never heard that
Thank
before.
you, Nebraskans. Yes.
I can kind of see how that could work.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to try sometime. Just try. I couldn't say that I'd want like a whole bunch of it. But I mean, what is it? Cincinnati, I think they'll serve chili over spaghetti. Which you never had cornbread. So you're kidding me. Cornbread is a very kind of a American thing. And it is also a hotly contested item. Folks in the South very much contend that it is made one particular way, which...
No beans.
No. We're talking cornbread.
Oh, my bad. I was thinking chili.
There's no beans in cornbread, period.
No beans in cornbread.
But the cornbread that we're going to be making is what would be considered a Yankee or Northern style cornbread that incorporates all-purpose flour and doesn't have any bacon drippings. But those are... We're talking like some serious regional differences. People get up in arms about it, but
anyways,
this is what we're making. As for the vegetation, I found one for shaved Brussels sprouts with apple, and the recipe that they have is with hazelnuts, but I'm like, I got walnuts, so let's use walnuts. And a brown butter vinaigrette, which I love brown butter. I love vinaigrette, so let's put them together.
Sure.
I do chili over toast with sour cream. I can see how chili over toast would be quite good. She loves sour cream, so...
Yeah. Sloppy Joe's would be amazing. That should be one of the days I make something.
That should definitely be one of the days that you make something, because I am not a fan of Sloppy Joe's.
He doesn't like them.
I do not like them.
He's never made them.
And I have no intention to. So,
anyways,
who knows? That could be one of those things that, like, some crazy sub goal or whatever. It's like if we hit the sub goal, it's like I'll make the stuff that I personally hate. That'll probably be what that is, but that's way, way, way down the line. That's not where we're at. Are you having fun?
Yes, sir.
She's cutting open the plastic on the meat.
Well, it's gotta happen at some point.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put you on a task because.
Okay.
So that way you have something that you need to do. Okay, I need you to toast the walnuts. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Just take a breath. You can do this. I believe in you.
I can do it. The problem is I can never smell them. And he says,
I'm gonna
do it till it smells good. And I don't smell it. And then they're burnt.
Okay, just bring it down. There we go. All right. I need you to cover one of the small trays in foil.
Okay.
All right. So go do that.
Okay.
All right.
Check.
I've got my oven heated up to 375 Fahrenheit at the moment, and yes, we're gonna set a timer. We're gonna set a timer for her, so then that way, and then we can kind of take it from there and adjust it accordingly.
Because this has happened many times. I burned the walnuts.
So, walnuts, and then how are we doing?
Good.
Okay, cool. I'd turn on that camera, but for some reason, It's not registering, and I don't know why at the moment, which is funny because I literally just restarted the laptop before we started streaming.
Well, I'm not on the stove anyway. No.
Yeah, you're kind of off, but at any rate. Okay, you got it?
I'm a little off.
Okay. Then let's... Hang on, we gotta change camera.
My tray of foil.
Go ahead and do it on the board.
Oh,
So it's totally in view. There we go.
And these are walnuts.
Those are walnuts. Very good.
I put them there. That's how come I know.
Okay.
Is that good?
Do some more. Because we're gonna want some leftovers anyways. Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's great.
2 quarts of walnuts. That's the amount.
That's 1 quart.
That's what I meant to say. 1 quart minus 1 walnut.
Okay.
Half.
Alright, so the grapeseed oil is right there.
Oh. That's
We're not done yet.
Sorry. That's this one?
Yep, that's that one.
And we're gonna lightly drizzle?
Lightly drizzle.
Look, I can drizzle.
Good job. Yeah, we don't need very much. Go ahead and put that back.
Oh, salt. And we salt from a distance.
There you go.
Because otherwise it gets all...
I would do another pinch.
Another pinch, because my fingers are tiny.
Yep.
You can see these are the conversations we've had.
Pepper, you can hand me the salt back.
Okay, I'm busy.
Alright. My bad.
Okay.
Okay. So now we just stir up the walnuts to get them,
With
nice
my
and evenly
fingers?
coated. Yes.
You can touch them. You washed your hands.
It's true. Alright, are they nice and mixed?
Sure.
Alright, spread them out into a single layer and then put them in the oven. Set a timer for hubby when he helps me cook. Other than that, he leaves me to do my thing. Yeah, about tiny pinches. This is gonna get... No. Not those kinds of pinches you're getting me.
And just like that, we have to pause the stream.
I was gonna say, TOS.
And that's how babies are made.
Yeah. Alright, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Alright.
I'm gonna wash my hands.
Go wash your hands. You're good to go.
Pepper.
So, we're going to start working on the chili because this is going to take a while. And so, let's get that going now.
Stay a while and listen.
Stay a while and listen. If you refer to the recipe that I've posted, it calls for 4 pounds of ground beef, a large onion, 2 garlic cloves. Hang on. There's the ingredient list. Some dried oregano, some cumin, canned tomatoes, chili powder, hot water, hot sauce, and kosher salt. So, the first time I encountered this recipe was back when I was in culinary school. It was, how hot is the chili going to be? That is a great question, and we will get to that in just a moment. I first encountered this recipe back in culinary school. It was in my second semester in American regional cuisine, and we made a version of this recipe, and I no longer have the book that recipe came from. And I'm pretty sure it was a little bit different than this, because from what I remember making, we did not use ground beef. We used beef that was chopped up, which is what we're going to do today.
I bet the book's in the garage.
It might be. I would also not be surprised if we donated it
Because you didn't want it no more?
before we moved up here. And that
Anyways.
wouldn't surprise me. As for how hot it is, now it's going to depend entirely on how hot the chili powder that you have is. They range from super mild to super hot, and it's really whatever chili powder you want.
But Mrs. Hueso's a baby.
Mrs. Hueso is a heat baby.
At least she is now that she's older.
Yeah.
Joys of getting old.
Tums become your new Tic Tacs. This is a chili powder blend that I couldn't tell you what all is in it. And it's because I have had a number of different blends and end up just putting them into a single jar. And so I can't tell you what's in this. I can tell you, however, that it's not very spicy, like, at all. And we're only going to be using a couple of tablespoons of this, so it's not going to be so overpowering that it's going to totally burn your mouth.
And you do have a chili blend on YouTube.
Yes, there is. That is correct.
Just so everyone's
Do
we're
I?
all on the same page. Yeah.
No, I don't think the chili powder blend is up.
We're gonna have to put that on YouTube then.
Yeah.
Because you can't say, hey, make this recipe, but I'm not gonna give you an ingredient.
Well, find a commercial chili powder that you like. And that's what I would say to use. But what we're going to do is, instead of ground beef, this was kind of shocking to me. When I went to the market today, I had planned on getting a chuck roast to chop up and use for the chili. However, tri-tip was over $1 a pound cheaper. So I thought, why not? Because tri-tip will not only cook quicker,
It's good eats.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, you just were, you sounded like you had a question.
No, sir.
Okay. So we're going to we're going to trim and dice up the tri-tip. We're going to start browning it in the pan before we start, chopping up the onion and adding everything else. The other variation from the recipe that we're going to do is, instead of using hot water, we're going to be using beef broth. And we're going to continually kind of refresh the beef broth. So then that way, like, as it reduces, we're refilling it with more beef broth. And so it just gets more concentrated. And the broth that I got a low sodium one specifically so that as it reduces, it doesn't get too salty. So I'm not going to add any salt until the very end when I've had a chance to actually taste it. Ideally, if you have beef stock, that's what I would make this with. And I would do that exact same thing. Just add in enough to kind of keep the meat covered. As it reduces, add a little bit more. Just like have some off to the side and continually add and let it reduce. It gets insanely good like that. So more blend vids, I'm keen. Yeah, there you go. So I need to I need to come up with and shoot a video to upload with the blend. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on getting this going. Trying to think if there's.
You don't trust me to trim.
No.
That's the right answer.
Baby, I love you, and that's why I'm not letting you do this.
I'll watch.
You can watch. So let me actually hold this up to the camera so you can kind of see. So the tri-tip is from kind of up in the chest area of the steer, and it's this triangular piece that most of the time is grilled up. It is the barbecue meat of choice in Santa Maria style barbecue. You can see kind of this long grain, but you also see the intramuscular fat, which is awesome.
Fat equals flavor.
Fat equals flavor. However, some of this fat, like the silver skin on the outside, some of this outer fat, we're going to trim all that off because, well, that we don't want. The fat that's inside the muscle, that's the good stuff. That's the stuff we do want. So I've just got my boning knife, and
The boning knife is a
Forstner.
That's what I said. Forstner.
With an F.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can get it on Amazon.
It's true.
And it's fairly inexpensive.
Yeah. The Forstner brand knives in general are some of the best value knives out there in terms of being like commercially available and also not very expensive. Yeah. I'm just trying to trim off this excess silver skin because that stuff doesn't break down.
What is silver skin?
Silver skin is connective tissue in between the muscles. So think of it as like, because your muscles just aren't like there. Your muscles are in kind of like a little, kind of like a baggie, really. And that's what it is.
Oh.
It's just the stuff that keeps the muscles separated.
I see you're like just a little tiny trim and then you use that to follow the rest.
Yeah. So what I try to do, at least I should say, is so like the silver skin here is at the tip. What I'll try to do is slip the knife underneath it, and then just let the knife kind of go underneath to take it, then pulling it when the knife kind of up in order to take the rest of it off. And like this.
That's too much.
We don't need. We want a little bit of the fat, but we don't need an excessive amount.
No.
Now, I will say that if you have the time and you're okay with like long simmering this, a great alternative to tri-tip would be brisket point. The point of the brisket, because you have the point and the flat, the point's going to have a lot more intramuscular fat. And point brisket in chili is amazing. And it takes a much more time to really kind of tenderize. So it lends itself really well to this kind of thing.
Some fun stuff for the dogs.
Yeah.
They'll definitely get treats today.
Oh. Yeah, this is something that takes a little bit of time, but
It'll make your food taste better.
yeah, it'll definitely make it taste better, and it also kind of helps you appreciate like why. Oh, better go get them walnuts.
Just take them out, don't check them or anything?
Well, you're gonna check them because they may not be totally toasted.
What am I looking for?
Color, aroma, like they
Yeah,
should.
Aroma. Now that's not fair.
Okay, well,
I'll look for some color.
all right.
There's definitely color.
Okay. Do they look darker than they were?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring them to you.
Okay. Let's see.
I think they're good. I smell something. I don't know if that's what walnut smell is.
Yeah, that's basically what walnuts smell like. I would give them maybe a minute and a half. Then that way they'll be nice and toasty. All right.
Sure. Are you guys fans of chili? The last few times he made it was really spicy. And it was not intentional that way, but I was like, yeah, I can't eat this.
Okay. Okay. So this stuff, would you get a bowl or something that we can put this in? So that way later we can kind of
Give
dice
some
some
to the
stuff up
dogs.
and give it to the dogs. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So we got that little lip right there. Turn it on.
25 seconds.
Okay. Boom. Alright, so if you look at it, you can see the grain of the meat just runs like that. If we were like grilling this up, like you can see how there's this sort of split. Afterwards, I usually would cut like right in here and then slice across this section of the grain in order to have it as like steak. And then this section I would cut in half this way and then cross cut it against the grain, so you'd have just a really nice kind of pieces. For the chili though, we're just cubing it up, so I'm not as picky about how the grain is running because all the pieces are going to be relatively small. Yeah, it's got some nice fat too.
Which fat equals it?
Yep. Yeah, and you can see those veins of fat, and that's better. So those veins of fat that we want.
Are you just using the boning knife because you're already using that, or because I would think like one of the chef's knives might be easier for this.
Actually, in this particular circumstance, I'm gonna say no, mostly because this is meant to be kind of deft and to get through stuff. This is, yes, deft.
Don't be daft.
Totally different.
I know.
It's okay. It'll make for easier cutting up.
Into small bite-sized pieces.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually my biggest complaint. The pieces are too big. Do you want another bowl or something?
Nope. I'm good with just here on the cutting board.
What do you like with your chili, Scott? We didn't really have chili growing up, but I know some people. I like sour cream because it cools it down and isn't as hot. Cheese, of course, onions. This one here taught me Fritos is good.
Yep. Corn chips is super common. I'm a big fan of chili over Fritos with cheese and chopped onions. As the pieces get bigger, it's like, oh, okay, I gotta kind of stretch it out in order to make pieces that are about the same size.
They gotta be the same size so they cook evenly. Knowledge.
There you go.
Hey, we're all at different places. That's where I'm at.
And that's okay.
What's a Frito? What do we have?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, the bag's over there. So Fritos is it's a type of corn chip, but it's not like a tortilla chip. I'm trying to think what's the best way to kind of describe it.
Well,
oh, you can just show.
Here's the bag. That's the bag. And then here's what one looks up close. I can go get a tortilla chip, and then we can compare the two. They're thicker.
So, like, Fritos are made... Think of... They kind of take mashed up corn and then extrude them out and then fry those. I think that's kind of the best way to...
Now, so here's the difference. The Frito, they're tiny, and they're a little bit thicker than a corn chip.
Yeah, they're definitely heartier.
A lot like those. What are those corn pieces? Those hard corn pieces you can buy.
Corn nuts?
Corn nuts. It's kind of a lot like that in flavor. I don't know. Do you get those down there? Ooh, pork crack. Because you're in Australia, you're kidding me? Is that right? I don't know if corn nuts is a thing there.
But it's almost like they made, kind of like how Pringles is made from kind of like mashed potatoes that are then formed and fried.
Are they? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. You learn something every day in DK's kitchen. They're just weird and different. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're not sliced potatoes. It's like they're mashed potatoes that they then, you know, fry up, formed
They
and fried.
pressed and fried. Interesting.
Yeah. Fritos are similar in that respect, where it's kind of a corn mash that they then extrude and fry, kind of like extruded pasta, for instance. Things like your macaronis, fusilli. The tube pastas are extruded; they're kind of pushed through and then cut off. It's the same sort of thing. These are kind of pushed through like a bronze die and then cut off and fried. So, okay, we got our meat.
We're gonna have to send you some corn stuff. You're kidding me.
All right.
We'll send you a bag of Fritos
Dude, mate.
and some corn nuts. Because I think corn is one of the. It's one of the biggest things we grow here in the States.
It might be. All right.
Corn and soybeans.
So we're gonna make this on the induction burner over here with the lake reset. And we're gonna
That you washed.
that I washed. So, all right, let's get this going. And let's see. Let's do that. And we're gonna throw this in.
So it's an even layer.
Yeah, we don't want to add too much at once. Whoop! Meat chunk overboard.
Girl, come here. You got it. Come here.
Puppy.
Come on, Jane. Did you throw one to her?
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay, for cleaning it up.
Puppy. Sit. Almost.
Almost. Okay, come on.
All right.
Let's go. You gotta give Dad his space.
So that's round one. Would you get me a bowl?
What kind of bowl?
Just something to put kind of the brown meat into.
This bowl?
Sure. Actually, I'm kind of thinking I should put you in charge of that.
Okay.
So it means you're gonna need to stand over here and probably get like a slotted spoon or something.
Or tongs?
I would do a slotted spoon.
How about a holy spoon?
Yeah, that works.
And I might actually need the... Why a slotted spoon?
So then that way you're not picking up like excess fat or something.
Oh, good call. Good call. Is it gluten free?
Yes.
Yes, because it's made of corn.
Let me double check.
Making sure.
Yeah, there's no wheat in it. It's corn, vegetable oil, corn, and/or canola oil and salt, and that's it. Gonna be doing chili for dinner too. Nice. Oh, those are browning up. You should probably flip them. Excellent. Okay.
I can't, shake it. Usually with the pan, you can shake the pan.
That's what the slotted spoon is for.
Yes.
So I'm gonna start chopping up the onion that's going in here, but it calls for a large onion. This is kind of a colossal, which is 2 sizes above large, because it goes large, jumbo, and then colossal.
I also didn't know that.
In terms of USDA grading. So I am actually only gonna do half of this, but
What's a small? And you're doing it on here?
I'm doing it on here because it's going in there.
Okay. Otherwise, you don't do that because it's contaminated.
That is correct.
Contaminated it.
That's looking pretty good. I would keep that going. do not let that the fond, the brown stuff on the bottom, do not let it burn.
Okay, how do I keep it from burning?
You just gotta keep it moving.
Because then we'll have burning stuff in our pan.
Yeah, we don't want burnt. We want brown. Brown is flavor.
Brown equals flavor. Well, color equals flavor. Should I put... No.
Should you what?
I was thinking I could put some more in here, but no.
Yeah, I wouldn't add any more meat right now.
Nope.
Okay.
And we don't want to cook it all the way through because it's got to also simmer, right?
Yeah, we're just trying to brown the outside.
Brown the outside. Brown the outside. Whew. Clang. Not a good kind. Here we have.
Okay.
Ooh, accidental
Hey,
chaos.
accidental chaos.
Yeah. Brown.
Yep, brown is equal flavor, black is burnt, and burnt is bad.
Unless you're having ramen at that ramen shop.
Well, hang on, that's a very special excuse. We're not going there.
Well, that's why I said unless.
Ooh, it's looking good.
I think these are almost done.
Yeah.
I'm thinking these are done.
Yeah, I think for our purposes, go ahead and,
Because I know we don't want them cooked all the way through because they got to simmer.
that is true.
And then they'll be tough.
All right.
And trust me, I've learned the hard way with that.
All right. Go ahead.
For the Olympics, we tried on the opening ceremony, we tried to make food for, like, they were in Russia, and so we made Russian stroganoff. But DK had to work, so I was on my own, and I overcooked the meat big time. He was a good sport and choked it down. So I learned.
You learned it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm opening up the can of tomatoes here, and I'm gonna get the spices and everything ready to go because once, yeah, okay, so that bottom is starting to. All right, here's what I'm gonna do.
Switch me to the stove.
Nope. We're gonna add a little hot water to the pan.
Okay.
And then what I want you to do is kind of work off the fond off the bottom of the pot.
Ooh. We're deglazing the pan.
Yep, that is exactly what we're doing.
See, I listen.
And I added hot water there so then that way it wouldn't drop the temperature too much.
See, I'm a listener. Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, not bad.
Now the only downside though is this meat won't brown.
Yeah. So,
Do you want to take over?
So at this point what I would do, scoot everything over, kind of pile it up, let the liquid get as much surface area as possible.
So it can boil off.
Yeah, and also center this over the thing. Normally I would say do this with a wooden spoon.
Do you want me to go get a wooden spoon?
That would be best.
We got them.
I know we do.
Fun story. So we moved into our first place.
Flip it over. There you go.
And Chupa's mom here gave us this bag of stuff. And I pull out this spoon that was like older than old. Like, do we really need this? Like, why? Anyways, I then learned that was a spoon from when he was young. So yes, we kept it. I don't know where it's at now. We've moved a number of times.
Alright, I'm just measuring out the other stuff. So like the cumin, the oregano, the chili powder.
Should I take this meat out or no?
I would go ahead and take it out. And then let the liquid reduce a bit. Reduce. And then once it gets to, you're going to want to get some mitts for this.
Okay, let me get to that point. Oh, so we can, I don't know.
So what, okay, here's what we're gonna do.
It doesn't matter. I can't remember too many things in a row.
That's fine. Go ahead and just get the meat out first.
Okay, meat out, check. And then get mitts.
Get mitts.
I'm a list kind of person. I can remember 3 things, but after that, if it's not written down, my brain don't work that good.
Okay, so here's what the
We're gonna
what
touch
plan
the
is.
pot.
Not, hang on. We haven't gotten to that part yet. We're gonna let this reduce a bit more until it's a bit, it's thicker.
Yes.
Where you've gotten all the stuff off, all the fond. And let's crank up the power. There we go. And then once it's thickened up, dump that into the bowl with the meat.
Because that's all yummy flavor.
Because it's all yummy flavor.
And then we're going to start again.
Then we're going to start again with the last batch of meat.
Do we put any oil in this for the meat or no?
Nope.
I think the fond is done.
Okay. Yep, just let it reduce.
Reduce. We're doing pretty good. I have been officially cleared to go back to work tomorrow. I tested negative. What a surprise.
Which is happy, sad, because...
Happy, sad.
Happy that she doesn't have the Rona, sad that she actually has to go back into the office.
Well, I could get more work done in the office.
Can you, though?
Yes, I can, because I have double monitors, and here I don't. So it's just a little bit easier to work when you got 2. And then there's some things like processing the mail that we've not been able to process at all the last 4 days. So I need to go help out with that. But yay!
Stir that, if you'd be so kind.
Oh wow, that like reduced down fast.
Yep.
Oh, you can smell it. It smells good.
Yeah. It should. It's yummy goodness.
Beef. That's what's for dinner. Yeah, so I tested negative and I get to go back to work. The downside, this is the first time I've gotten dressed since the last... I did shower and change into other pajamas just so we're clear, but I've been in pajamas for 5 days until about an hour ago. That's glorious.
Okay, I'm feeling pretty good with that amount. Go ahead. Yep, you're fine. Dump it in. Perfect. Back on. And
What is my question?
there we go.
Is the mail system? It's I haven't say it's a little bit slower. I wouldn't say chaos though. We've been.
Hey, Carrie Gemini. Welcome, welcome. Yes, that is her beloved shark apron. This is why spirit animal is a shark.
Yep, shark's my spirit animal. My Patronus. Thank you. It was custom made. My sister-in-law had it made from a friend of hers. So I got it for Christmas one year. So it's double-sided. Here's the other side. Oh wait. Look up my skirt. Here's the other side. Which isn't bad. It's not really my favorite colors, but when she showed me the shark, like, that's the best. That's the best part.
She's all about them sharks. I'm just chopping up some garlic that's going to go into this.
I think, oh, the stream went black. What happened?
Oh, hit food prawn, the last button. There you go.
There we go. Yes, he's chopping garlic and he chopped some onion.
And I measured out the dry ingredients.
You're right, kitten me.
What?
She's talking about, I'm assuming you're a woman, sorry. If you identify something else, just tell me, I'll correct it. Grew up on cast iron cooking, and it hurts to see people with cast iron and scraping using metal tools.
I get that.
The only time we use metal in the cast iron is when we're cleaning it.
That's true. And what I use to clean it.
You have accidental chaos the mail system, it's just a little bit slower.
It's this bit of, it's a chainmail scrubby. That's what I use to generally clean cast iron.
I mean, they slowed it down just to save money. Ooh.
Puppy.
That's the, I don't know if you can hear the dog. That sounds like someone's here bark. By someone, we mean Amazon. I ordered some supplements the doctor has me taking. Nothing super exciting.
One of the couples that walks their dogs. That's all. We're going to be using cast iron a little bit later.
Yeah.
That's what the cornbread's going to be made in.
Yep.
All right, how's the beef looking?
Pretty good. No browning yet, but
Okay.
I've gotten the, what is the stuff on the bottom called?
Fond?
Fond. I've been scraping that as I go.
Good job. All right.
Are you using any oil when cooking the meat? No. We're using the fat that's been rendered out of the meat.
Yep.
Isn't that right?
That is correct.
I learned it stuff.
And in fact, we're probably going to add...
What's river chili? I think it's just what it was called.
Okay, so it's not river chili, it's Pedernales River Chili. Pedernales River is a river in Texas, and LBJ is the acronym for Lady Bird Johnson. She was first lady to President Johnson. This was a recipe that was found written on a 3x5 card in the stack of papers at the Johnson Presidential Library.
Which is interesting because there's LBJ chili recipes out there. But for whatever reason, they found this, and David, by David I mean Decay here. Sorry. He's gonna tweak it though, I'm sure. Cause
yes, that's
he's
exactly
not capable of following a recipe as is.
Well, and I've made this recipe a number of times, and
it was a compliment.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think at this point, go ahead and pull the meat out. I would use the spoon. There you go.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yep. I know, it's a little high up for you.
Yeah. I really should have gotten a stool. We need to make me a bigger stool.
Alright. So this is fat that I trimmed off from the tri-tip. Just want to render a little bit of it.
Yeah, because fat equals flavor.
Because now we're going to saute the onion and garlic and the spices.
That's right,
Fill my
you're in
fellow
Texas.
Texans by forgetting about that river.
Hey,
yeah.
but you're not in Austin, so...
Yeah.
Although, there's a big river that goes through Austin. That's not the
Pedernales?
Pedernales River, is it?
I do not know where that river is. I know it's in Texas.
No, I think the river that goes through Austin is, I think they call it, like, Lady Bird or something.
Which would make sense.
I was gonna do that. Here, I'll step back. Step back, Danielson! I don't have my phone. Let me Google the river. It's in River Crazy.
Just want to render out some of the fat because then we're going to saute up the onions and garlic. But that was not yielding up a whole lot of fat, so grapeseed oil.
It's lit.
It's lit.
Oh, the Colorado River goes through Austin. That's really funny.
That is funny. All right, onion and garlic in.
Let's find out where the
Pedernales River.
Pedernales River. It's a tributary. River. Oh, outside of Boston. Okay.
Alright.
Are we done with this? And I should go.
Yes, this kit, yeah, that can be either put in the
knife?
sink. Yeah, we're gonna
The
want to
knife?
wash the knife.
The knife never goes in the sink.
Knife never goes in the sink. Alright.
And you want this knife washed?
Yes, please. Okay. Starting to see some translucent onions, which is what we want. That base of the fond is starting to get a little dark, so we'll pour in the tomatoes. This is just a can of diced tomatoes. Get that in there. Deglaze. There we go.
Knife.
Now we'll throw in our dry spices, which is just 2 tablespoons of chili powder of your choice. Could add a little beer to the onions. That is true. One could very easily add beer to this.
Would there be a beer of choice, like, or
Well,
just any kind of beer?
if we're in Texas, I would say Shiner Bock would be the beer to add. For something like this, I would probably do like either a Scotch ale, maybe a stout or a porter, depending. Hey, Lumpy Pickle.
What should your
Is this a
kid
spicy chili or a mild one?
No.
So, Accidental Chaos, it is as spicy as you want it to be. For our purposes here, it's not going to be very spicy because Mrs. Hueso does not do well with an excessive amount of heat.
It's just too old. As you age, just FYI, spices get harder.
So,
I used to not, when we got married, like, spices were nothing.
Yeah.
But my stomach's aged faster than his.
well, I still chow down on the Tums as needed.
And I just eat so I don't have to eat the Tums.
So, but that's okay. I like a little heat every so often, but because I know that that's the case, I preemptively take Tums and then take Tums after.
Well, and tomatoes by themselves are pretty acidic. That can set my system off.
So, okay. That is smelling quite nice.
Hi, radio. Hi.
Hey! Maria, how you doing? Alright. Beef is in.
Should we put this in the sink?
Yes, please. So I'm just stirring this up, and now we're going to cover it with that beef broth and let it come up to a simmer. And as it reduces, we're going to continually top it off.
There's always a dirty cutting board.
There's always a dirty cutting board.
Like, I
always.
just washed that one today.
Yeah.
And for a minute, there wasn't a cutting board in the sink. One of those days, we're going to get one of those big farm sinks that can handle the cutting boards.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to crank the power on this just to bring it up to a boil. Then I'm going to turn it down so that it can simmer for about the next hour.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, Accidental Chaos. Just not too spicy. It's just not fun anymore.
Yeah. To be honest, it's one of those things. Yes, it honestly, like, it is an excellent recipe. But if you tweak the base recipe just a little bit, it gets that much better. I genuinely wish I had some beef stock, like, frozen, that I could have thawed out for this.
Note to self.
Because that collagen and that extra beefy goodness with 0 salt, as it reduces and concentrates, it just gets super beefy and it is amazing. So, alright, that is... Oh, we can remove that black mat. because we got a smaller black mat to match the smaller black board. Okay.
This was a birthday gift.
It was a birthday gift.
Because L's siblings knows what he's like.
All right. Okay.
Actually, most of our kitchen stuff's been gifts over the years.
Not all of it.
This was a birthday gift. This was a Christmas gift.
That's true. But
these were not gifts.
Purchase.
Gift.
Purchase.
That was
a gift to you.
That's my gift.
Purchase. Yeah. That's just kind of how it goes. Super beefy.
This was a gift.
My balloon not burned the next day with too much spice. Yeah. That's usually how it ends up going, lumpy. Honey barbecue from Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay. I get that.
I'm the same. Accidental chaos.
So, okay. Oh, excellent. So now we can turn down the power on this.
Since it's
Since it's at a simmer.
Should we put a lid on it or no?
So, excellent.
No.
Hang on.
Wait. Sorry, go ahead.
That brought up an excellent point. So the recipe itself initially calls for to have it simmer with the lid on for the full hour. I'm not putting the lid on
because evaporation. You want it to evaporate and condense down.
That's correct.
It makes it more flavorful.
It concentrates the flavor.
Woo!
So,
words are hard.
There you go. I'm proud of you though.
Thanks. I thought it through. I was like, we gotta put a lid on. And then I thought it through.
See, she was.
I'm learning.
She was talking how like I talk about like accounting stuff. It's like it hurts my brain,
Yeah.
and she's just like ah.
Do-do-do-do.
I'm like
Credit, debit, done.
All right. Time to make the cornbread.
Okay.
Since the cornbread is gonna bake for like a half hour, 40 minutes or so.
That's right. Spice Wimps Unite. We should make like a patch or something. Spice Wimps Unite!
Yeah, Spice Wimps.
I will become a knight.
Hail hydrate.
I can hydrate. Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't want to break this glass.
Okay. For another recipe, well, this is a recipe that I've never made. It's just listed as grandmother's buttermilk cornbread off of all recipes. Yeah, shark on the apron.
Buttermilk.
Buttermilk. We also need a stick of butter, which are out, so we're good there.
Stick of butter.
Let's see, white sugar.
A bowl.
2 eggs. Baking soda. Not powder. That's a different thing. Cornmeal. All-purpose flour.
We're gonna need tablespoons and measuring cups.
Salt. Well, I've got measuring spoons here, so we're good to go.
Oh, I got them too.
So you can put them back.
2 eggs, you said.
2 eggs.
Uh-oh.
What'd you drop?
I don't know. Leftover something. Oh,
That's okay. And the container stayed closed.
That's right. Because Mrs. Waste only buys lock and lock containers.
All right, we can actually put this back because we're not going to eat it.
But I got a bowl.
I know.
We're not going to use the bowl.
No, we're not.
I got eggs.
You got eggs. Fantastic. All we need for this is a small bowl.
Okay.
So that you can kind of beat the eggs up a little bit.
There's a small bowl.
That's too small.
Oh.
Get a black bowl.
Black bowls are hard to eat. What about this?
They're not that hard. No. Get a black bowl. Flour on you.
Sir. I said yes.
Okay.
These were a gift. These bowls were a gift. But when they get wet, they are a pain to clean because they stick together.
And if they're stacked together.
Yeah.
Okay. So the idea for the cornbread. All right.
Okay,
Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm gonna at the same time. I'm gonna crack these and
go ahead. Crack the eggs in there. 2 eggs, and then we need to measure in a cup of the buttermilk to mix them in.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm listening.
So the way that this recipe is going to work is On the stovetop, in the skillet,
Oh,
okay, we're going to melt the stick of butter.
okay. Listening.
As soon as it's melted, we're going to stir in the sugar, get it all stirred up.
And dissolve the sugar? Mostly?
Mostly. Then, the egg and buttermilk mixture is going to get poured into the pan and quickly kind of incorporated. So
that's why we needed a bigger bowl.
That's why we needed a bigger mold. Yes.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Then that's going to go in. Then we're going to put in the cornmeal, the all-purpose flour, the salt, and the baking soda. Then that's going to get put in and mixed together.
Okay.
Until it's incorporated. Then we're going to stir in this ear of corn that I'm going to take off of the cob.
Okay.
That's going to go into the cornbread.
Nice.
And then that goes into the oven. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, good to know, Lumpy Pickle, because I'll do that when he's not around.
What did I do?
Marie Callender's cornbread mix.
Oh.
So I'm going to pour, just so we're all on the same page, I do realize this is a dry measuring cup. But in my baking, I've learned the equal amount for liquid is just a hair shy from the lip. I don't know if you can see that. So it's not all the way up. And I know that's a cup because I've measured it before. But yes, I am aware that I used a dry for the liquid. Trust me, I got in trouble for that once too.
And I was going to use the dry to measure out the dry ingredients.
Well, we got other ones, so there you go.
Yes.
You didn't say you needed more. We got multiple. Look.
Yes, we do. I know, but it was just one more thing.
That's okay. The dishwasher can handle it.
I know, it's empty.
It's empty.
I emptied it.
And I will fill it.
All right.
Mix.
All-purpose flour. I'm going to do the cornmeal first. Actually, would you hand me that black bowl that I just pulled out? And if you would get the small OXO whisks.
Yes.
Cornmeal.
Whisk.
Good job.
Good to know.
What's up?
The sun, our sun is a small star. Not to be confused with the large one. Do you want a knife?
Nope. Okay.
It's only 1 cup of flour?
Yep. 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of cornmeal.
And then we mix them?
And then you mix. We also need to put in the ocean salt and the baking soda. And it's a half teaspoon of soda and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
1/4 teaspoon salt.
So 1/4 teaspoon. Boom.
Half teaspoon. This needs to be washed.
Yeah, it is.
It's dirty.
Boom. All right.
You know, normally, like, you would sift things together.
But in this case, the whisking is fine.
So I've been. DK's very good at making stuff, but he doesn't like certain things, so I've had to teach myself other stuff, like baking, and I'm pretty good at it now. You can follow a recipe exact, but I know with cakes, yeah, you want to sift your ingredients, but we're not going to sift these.
No, we're not.
And is there a reason?
Because there's no, in this particular circumstance, there's no need for it. We're not making a cake. I'm just measuring out the 2/3 cup of sugar.
Hot oil cornbread? He's kind of ishing the measurements just so we're clear. I would measure it and then like use a knife to perfectly scrape it so it's exact. The best way to do it is by weight. But I don't think they've given us weights.
Sugar. Okay. So that's mixed up, the liquid's mixed up, the sugar's ready to go, the butter's over there, cast iron skillet needs to be on the stove.
I'm gonna move over there now.
And I need to take the corn off of the cob. Okay. So it's a full stick of butter that's going in the cast iron pan.
Okay, is the oven set for the right temp?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Full stick of butter in the pan.
Full stick of butter on the pan. Turn the heat on like 2, maybe 3. Just, it's 2 or 3 on the dial. It's...
Because this is the burner that's from hell directly.
Yes.
It is crazy large. It's his favorite.
It's kind of a medium burner from the ones that I want. But...
Well, it cooks just fine.
Anyways, okay.
Where's the instructions?
Oh, here's the sugar that you need.
I'm gonna go.
There's the instructions. Yep, go over them.
Groovy.
Put that. Okay, beauty. Simmering nicely. It smells
it just
good.
says stir in the sugar. We're actually not melting the sugar.
No, you're not melting the sugar. You're just stirring it in.
Oh, you put your wet ingredients together. This says put buttermilk and baking soda in a bowl.
But if you put the baking soda in the buttermilk, it's going to start reacting.
Oh.
Because buttermilk is slightly acidic and baking soda reacts to the acidity and starts creating gas. So we're keeping them separated for the moment. There we go. Okay.
Where did you get this cast iron skillet?
That was the one that I traded to Julie.
Oh.
Oh.
We're just gonna leave that right there.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it right there.
If you're watching, Julie, you are missed.
Okay. Simmer nicely. I'm gonna take the kernels off, but then I'm gonna scrape the cob to get all the yummy goodness, because that's what we're aiming for. Corn everywhere. Okay.
Decay is the master. I'm swinging around to grab my water. He knows his stuff.
All right. We got the corn. We got the yummy goodness. Made a little bit of a mess. It's exactly how it's supposed to be.
For some reason, this camera went out. For those of you who showed up,
Yeah.
like it literally went out right when we started the stream. But that's okay.
Which is hilarious because I literally rebooted the laptop right before starting the stream. So I don't know why it suddenly decided not to work. Right. Okay. So I'm just gonna get the corn into the container here. So babe,
Yes.
this is not on those instructions.
Okay.
The corn here.
I figured.
Okay. What you're gonna do is after you've stirred in the dry ingredients, stir in the corn.
Okay.
And then it's gonna go in the oven. Okay, that's melting nice and slow. We can actually turn it up to 3. I just wanted to take it a little bit slow in the beginning until
We don't make brown butter.
yeah, we're not at least not for this application.
Okay. Remove the heat and stir in sugar. Interesting.
Well, the heat's low enough on there to where it shouldn't make a difference.
Okay. Stir in sugar and then whisk in the eggs quickly.
Yep.
Okay. I can do sugar now?
Yeah, the butter's... So, what you can't see is that the stick of butter that's in the pot, or in the pan, has just finished completely melting. Now she's stirring in the sugar.
I'm gonna whisk it.
Now she's whisking in the wet stuff.
Quickly, it says.
Let's... There you go. Looks good. Go ahead and drop it.
And now...
Now you can mix in the dry.
Mix in the dry. And then mix in the corn.
Yep. Go ahead. Stir it. Once that looks like a proper mixture.
Did you overmix?
Because
I'm gonna say if this is like pancake batter, you can overmix it. And that's not good eats.
Okay. That's looking pretty nicely incorporated.
Yes, it is.
I would just run like a spatula around the rim just to clean up the edges. So then that way, yeah, a rim job. Clean it up so then that way it don't burn.
Okay, there's a little bit of. Should we do it with like a towel?
No, it's fine. If there's a tiny bit, it's okay. I was just trying to think for like cleanup and stuff. I was also thinking you'd use one of your mini spatulas.
I figured for this I should use your spatula.
Well, all you were doing was giving it a rim job, so.
Oh, mine's way better.
Okay, that looks great.
Okay, pop it in the oven.
Pop it in the oven.
Oven open. Uh-oh.
What?
We should probably change the level of something. Or put it in the middle.
Let me move it.
Boom!
Nope.
That no work. Note to self, make the racks the right level before turning the oven on.
Okay. Timer for 30 minutes.
Okay,
Excellent.
I'm gonna get this stuff soaking because I'd rather rinse it now than.
Sounds good, because I'm about to get started on the salad. We got our chili simmering cam going on.
Just rinse it now or scrub it later. I like the rinse now.
Quarter inch. I will say, for the chili, if you want it to be a thicker consistency, you could very easily stir in crushed up tortilla chips. Works quite a bit. If you happen to have the like mashed potato flakes, like the flaked potato, that is something that works really nicely to thicken it up. And it's also gluten-free for those that need that. I tend to like to just let it reduce and thicken up naturally that way, which is what we're aiming for here. So
It just takes longer.
it just takes a while, that's all. But okay. I've got Brussels sprouts.
This sounds like an interesting salad.
Well, if you think of Brussels sprouts as being little cabbages.
Yeah. Are they going to be cooked?
Nope.
Oh,
I know.
interesting. Let's get
It's-
the little one.
Yeah, it's an adventure.
It is an adventure. I've learned to take adventure bites. Whee!
Because we are going to we're going to shave these on the mandolin. I'm just taking off some of the outer leaves that kind of look iffy. And then we're going to bust out the mandolin and shave these guys. And these are just Brussels sprouts that I picked up at the market in the bulk bin. Tried to get some of the larger ones so then that way they'd be easier to hang on to when took them to the mandolin. Oh, here we go. Ooh, one mandolin. I have two mandolins. I got a big one and a little one. Although for today, for these, I can use my little one. That's good. I'm gonna give these a wash before I shred them. I have no mandolin. There are a ton on the market. There are some very expensive mandolins on the market, Accidental Chaos. I do not recommend the super expensive ones. I will say that the ones that I do recommend more than anything, I will show you in just a moment. But, okay. These are my two mandolins. There are many like them, but these ones are mine. They're made by a Japanese company called Benrenner. And other than being wider, that one has two set screws on the bottom to adjust the deck height. But what's great about these is you can actually remove the blades and sharpen them, whereas most mandolins that are on the market, you can't. They're either V mandolins, and you just can't sharpen those guys. And I've had these for a while, and I've resharpened the blades. They're not terribly expensive, although some places I've seen sell this guy for like 40 bucks. I think I paid 15. You just got to find the right place. But you adjust the deck height, adjust the thickness of the slice with this one screw. And then it's just a matter of, let's see if I can line that up. Wait for it. Bit like that. So if I raise the screw, you can see how it's kind of raised and lowered the thickness. And in this case, I'm aiming for just shaved. So super, super, super thin. So I've got that set at the height that I want. I'm going to go wash these real quick. And then we're going to give them a shave. This would be the perfect time to use that bowl that Mrs. Wayso busted out. I'm gonna shave the Brussels sprouts into it. Alright, so these have been washed. And whoop. So now we're just thinly shaving these guys. It's just easier that way. And thankfully, I mean, this has got a long stem on them, and that's kind of what I wanted. So then that way I can protect my fingies. Because I have cut myself on these a couple of times. It's not fun. I don't recommend it. It certainly wasn't intentional. And they do come with a kind of a hand guard, but it's not always the most user-friendly. I think I might still have it. So that's what the shaved Brussels sprout looks like. Super, super thin. I don't know yet. Oh yeah. Oh, as dust comes off it. This is the hand cover for this one, so you can put things on it and it's got the teeth. Yeah, not cut yourself is the idea. Generally speaking, I would say use this.
Except he doesn't.
Except I don't, because I'm confident in my usage thereof. Fingy salad.
I, on the other hand, am required to use it. Oh, looks like little cabbage.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks.
And?
Not bad.
Okay.
Sorry, there's some little tiny...
What you can't see is the look on her face.
No, it tastes fine. It needs something more. But
I mean, like a vinaigrette?
yeah. But the little tiny stringies are tickling my tongue, and so that was the face. He was like, "Wait, what?
Like, what is happening
Your
here?"
words say one thing, but your face says something else."
It's like, it's great.
Ugh. No, it tastes a lot like little cabbage.
Tiny cabbages.
Like you said, it's just the texture. I can put these measuring stuff away.
Yep, you can put the clean stuff away.
And I can put the other stuff in the sink?
Yep. Oh, it looked like there was some stuff. Alright.
I've learned to ask. I used to clean behind him and close doors behind him, and then we just
And then I'd
messed
be
him
like,
up.
what are you doing?
Yeah, so I have to ask. That would be awesome, lumpy pickles. Do they make them? Of course they make them, duh.
What's the,
The chainmail glove.
Oh yeah, they do. Actually...
He has a cut glove. Because of course I've tried to get him to,
This is a cut glove. It is meant to protect against cutting.
watch, he'll do a
Oh yeah,
demonstration.
so chainmail gloves are actually used quite a bit in commercial meat processing as well as fish processing, because they're using knives so much that they have to protect themselves. So this is a cut-proof glove. Normally, like if you were to use this, you would want to put a glove over it. You can wash them, but they're not fun. Anyways,
Let's get a knife and demonstrate.
let's get a knife and demonstrate.
I don't like it when he demonstrates.
So here I have
His saber.
a saber. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
This
See,
is
I
saber.
listen.
This is it. Ah! Yeah, nothing.
Mrs. Wasa don't like it when
See,
he does that.
Oh, it's like, oh, blood oath. Why? Which brings up an interesting question. Why is it that like in every movie, TV show, whatever, whenever they have to make like blood oath, they're like,
They cut the palm.
they cut the palm.
Cut
Like
the
really?
outside people.
Cut the, yeah, that flexes.
The palm is delicate.
Like, couldn't you just like, cut yourself shaving? But
Yeah.
yes, chainmail is in fact more metal. That is correct.
Notice he's not going to even use it. He put it on. He's not going to use it.
I'm just demoing. And I don't need to because it has a little handle built in.
Okay.
I'm not shaving it down so far that I'm gonna...
Do as he says, not as he does.
I'm just saying.
You see, we've had this conversation many, many times. Yeah, no pain, no gain. That's right. He's going to add a special seasoning.
Blood.
Blood and, a little bit of skin.
Skin and blood. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. See, I'm hopeful that this combined with that apple and the brown butter vinaigrette is going to be like super tasty.
Hopefully, it could be amazing. It could be incredible.
It could be. Yeah, because by itself, not so much. This could go horribly. Which if it does, thankfully I've got like other salad stuff handy. But I wanted to try something new. There we go. Don't forget the walnuts. So the walnuts are out of the oven. They're on the stove. They're fine. Thank you for reminding me, Accidental Chaos.
We put a timer.
There was a timer. They were pulled. And then they were put back in for a couple of minutes. That's the only problem with shaving these like this is that you're doing it like a billion times. I mean, it's super fine, don't get me wrong. But I don't know, after that first taste of just like the straight up Brussels sprout, I kind of feel like maybe this is enough. Like I can hold off on doing the other three.
Yeah, I would go make it.
Let's make more. Yeah, we're gonna add more apple. I went with a kind of a sweet crisp apple. This is an Envy apple, which is a relatively new hybrid, if I remember correctly. But that is the apple of choice today.
And I take it the lemon juices to keep it from browning?
That is correct.
Because apple's brown.
That is
because the chemical stuff.
Because chemical stuff.
But lemons keep the chemical stuff from happening.
Yes.
They make other chemical stuff. We had that conversation too. This guy at church many years ago was, adamant McDonald's added preserves to their apple mixes. Like, no, they add lemon juice. Read the label, though.
Speaking of it,
it's a conspiracy.
Would you?
Actually, there are black apples.
There are Arkansas Black.
They're the most metal apples.
Yeah, the Arkansas Black.
Woo!
They're very good. If you would juice that lemon for me,
Okay.
that would be super.
Is the juicer, did it get put away?
I don't know if it got put away. The top of it, at least, I see on the drain board. Kind of thinking maybe I should wait on the apple. Okay, the chili is reducing. This is good.
These are dirty, huh?
Yes.
So the bottom's in the dishwasher to be washed. So we're gonna do. What am I juicing this into? May I use this knife?
Yes, go ahead.
What am I juicing this into?
That bowl. Got it?
Sure.
Where's G Money when you need him?
No jokes.
Oh, squeeze that lemon.
Because every woman wants better pecs.
That dude is ripped.
Well, have you seen him work out? Who would you throw that with?
You know what's? He hasn't done a workout stream in a while. I'm just getting it all out.
Push it out.
What's funny is the recipe for the salad says to cut the apple into like 1/4-inch thick slices. Shutting down and heading home. Okay, have a safe drive, Lumpy. We'll see you in a bit.
Woof.
You okay?
Yeah. Muscles are working. They're a little upset right now.
They're not happy with you?
No.
Would you grab a little thingy to take out the seeds?
Yes, so we can take out the seeds and get another bowl.
You don't have to use yet another bowl. Just get a spoon.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just get a spoon. Duh. One, I think it'd be better if I sift it. Strain it.
Sieve?
Sieve. Yeah, note to self, use a sieve or a strainer. I'm gonna do that now.
Okay.
And use another bowl.
Alright, let's taste this apple. Apple test.
That's very good.
It's quite crisp.
I like it.
Now,
Where'd you get this apple?
Wingo. This is not an apple that I would buy like every day. Mostly because the price per pound is about double.
Oh.
But I was getting literally one apple, so I figured it's okay.
Do you need this stuff again?
I need the bowl, the original bowl that the juice was in, because the apples are now going to go in there with the lemon juice.
With the lemon juice back in?
Yeah.
Look at how beautiful sifted it is.
It's all sieved.
It's
Beautifully.
sieved.
Well done.
A sieved.
Well done, you.
Thanks.
All right. So we're going to mandolin this guy, and I'm doing it a little bit thicker. Whoop. Apple break. Done.
Are you grating the apple?
No, I'm doing it with the mandolin.
mandolin. And a cut glove or something. Please
Slowly.
be careful.
Yes, that's why I'm going very slowly with the palm of my hand.
Don't do this at home, children's. Oh my gosh.
What?
I can't even watch.
Then don't.
I'm not. I'm walking away. Tell me when the scary part's over.
So, just for reference, kids, I've got my fingers tilted up. My palm is touching this, and I'm going slowly. So then that way, I'm not catching skin. Just so then that way. That's fine. Accidental chaos, what you do in the comfort of your own home is your own business. I gotta say, I kind of like this apple.
I do too. I would like to, please.
Okay. Like, I kind of feel like this apple would make, because of the texture and the sweetness, I kind of feel like it'd make a great replacement for an Asian pear in, like, say, your marinades for things like galbi or bulgogi. Your Korean meat marinades that usually call for like a pureed Asian pear. I think that envy apple would work really nice in it. I got apple end. You want some? I'm all done. No blood.
Thanks.
All my blood is still inside me.
I know. It just takes one cut.
Huh?
And your hand's ruined forever.
Totally ruined.
That's right, Accidental Chaos. You do whatever you want. You're grown up now. Hopefully you have someone pestering you about protecting your hand and using a cut glove. What you got for Christmas. Gift. This was a gift too.
No, this wasn't. This was not a gift.
This was not a gift.
I purchased this myself, as did with the other one.
The glove was a gift.
Nope, I purchased that myself too.
You bought that. Just kidding. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I am thinking I'm gonna cut down the
Slices?
a bit.
Yeah, make them more saladable.
Yeah,
Do we need to stir this at all?
I have been.
Okay. What? Oh.
I even added some more of the beef broth. How's the smell?
It smells great.
So I'm actually gonna, I think, yeah.
one time, a year or plus ago, he made chili when Dongyun and his sister were here, and of course they weren't too thrilled with the idea of chili. That chili was super dark.
Yes, it was. It was very dark. It was also really strong.
Oh my gosh, that's the understatement. Have you made chili since then?
I haven't. Yeah, I have not made chili since then. Chili isn't something that I crave super often.
Can it be frozen?
I don't see why not.
Do you make a big pot and then freeze?
Yeah. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. There we go. Okay. Apple all chopped up. Now I should get me a little fork to mix it up. So that way the acid can counteract the oxidation. Which, by the way, if you're wondering why things like apples and bananas and stuff like that browns once you've cut them, it's a reaction of the broken cells and oxygen binding onto those cut cells. That oxygen then appears as that browning. There's actually nothing wrong. It's just oxygen binding to the cell structure.
It just doesn't look pretty.
It just doesn't look pretty, but there's nothing wrong flavor-wise. But to counteract it, you can toss it in an acid, like lemon juice is acidic. Vinegar would be like another thing. In order to curb that browning.
Knowledge.
You done got learned. There's that We Smart emote from BTTV. Wonder if that...
Smart about?
Yeah, where is it? Yep, there it is. Hello. And...
We got 4 minutes left on the cornbread.
4 minutes on the cornbread? This is...
Oh.
This has died on me, so let's...
Did the stream die or just...
No, the stream is fine. But the browser window froze up.
Fun. Gotta love technology.
Yep. There we go.
Well, at least it went more than 15 minutes.
Huzzah! Alright. How are we doing? That's looking pretty good. Chat's like, ah! I was freaking out. Drumming with cut up hands is not fun. Yeah, I can totally see that. And to be honest, it's one of those things, if your hands are your livelihood, it totally makes sense. And if you're not in the kitchen all the time like I am doing stuff, and you're even the slightest bit not confident, yes, definitely use a cut glove. Absolutely. And I will use a cut glove for certain certain tasks.
I've never seen you use a cut glove. That said, I'm not always in here.
That is true. I will usually use a cut glove if I'm working on like a large project where it's like, oh, I got to break down 40 pounds of chicken or whatever. most of the time I'll use a cut glove then because I'm doing so much work that I'm trying to go a little bit faster so I'm not spending all day on the task. So, okay.
I'd love to learn how to play the drums. Accidental Chaos. Not that we have an extra, $300 to $500, but if we did, I'm buying me a drum kit.
Well, $3 to $5 grand, really.
Well, no, you can get some electric ones. Having never played, I don't want to go all out. I need something small to start with, and then, slowly upgrade. Who knows? I might be really good at it. I might hate it. I think it'd be amazing.
Alright, so we got the apples and that. Let's grab some walnuts. And then we'll get to work on the vinaigrette.
Hi, girl.
More walnuts is more better. Beautiful. Okay.
See, exactly. A little E kit. I looked at them. They're $300 to $500, and that'd be a great way to start. Hey, Scott Connor.
Hey, the Punisher's here.
Como estas?
Nice. Okay, that is good to go. Time to work on the vinaigrette. The vinaigrette is super easy. It is butter that we're going to brown, then add to a little bit of grapeseed oil, mix it into some vinegar, add some salt, some pepper, and that's about it. Oh, cornbread time.
Ooh, a Tama beginner 4-piece kit. I'm going to Google that. Just a minute.
There you go.
Stop! Hammer time! Oh, I need to give the cake test.
Yep, get a tester.
And we want it to be clean through?
Yeah, yes. Anyways. So there's the recipe in there. And
Woo, smells like corn.
all the vinaigrette stuff is there.
Oh,
How's it looking?
it's looking really good.
You got it?
Yes! Woo! That sucker's heavy and hot.
Okay.
Hot AF.
Well, 375 degrees hot. Nice. Okay.
When that cools down, I'll bring it over so you can see the cornbread. It looks and smells amazing. But first, I need to Google me this kit.
Or
No, they're not cheap.
behind you. Cornbread. Salad. Okay. I need the grapeseed oil here.
Well, it's a fun hobby though, right? And it's good exercise. If you pay like Scott.
Or Mega Mike.
Or the clock. Who's the clock dude?
Oh, Gene Hoglan.
Oh yeah. I was just thinking with electric, the only bonus would be I could use headphones. Cornbread smells amazing.
Okay. So, since I'm doing this over at the stove, I'm going to talk through what I'm doing, and I'll try and show as much as I can. It'd be easier if my camera was working, but unfortunately it is not, so there we go.
For some reason.
What I'm going to be doing is taking half a stick of butter, melting it down, and then evaporating all of the water out of it. So then that way the milk solids actually start to turn brown, thus brown butter. That is going to be added to a glass measuring cup that I've got a couple of tablespoons of grapeseed oil in to kind of help cool it down and keep the brown bits from turning burnt, because burnt is bad, brown is good.
Unless you're at that place.
Unless you're at that place. We'll add a bit of vinegar to it and a little bit of salt. Mix it up, and that'll be our basic brown butter vinaigrette that'll go over the salad. This chili is coming along very nicely.
Yeah, it's reduced down.
It has reduced down.
So those of you who eat a lot of chili, what are your thoughts on beans in the chili? Because most people love beans, but it's not acceptable in contests and stuff.
No, it is heresy in Texas to add beans to chili, because that's not chili. Chili in Texas, no beans. I'm just saying, that's...
I know.
If you want to add beans to your chili, add beans to your chili. I'm not going to bemoan them. I'm just saying that that's what that is.
Accidental Chaos is in Texas and he likes beans in his chili.
And that's fine. So, you can fight off all the hardcore Texas chili heads that are like, no! Proper bowl of red, with meat and gravy.
And it's got to be big because it's bigger in Texas.
Texas don't know what they're talking about when it comes to chili. That's kind of funny. But, okay.
We won't tell the Texans that.
Yeah, we won't tell them that. Alright. Oh.
At what point do we add more liquid? Because I feel like it's almost time.
Well, we're pretty close to eating, and so I'm going to say just kind of leave it as is.
We're pretty close to being done.
So let's get this going. I will say, making brown butter can freak out some people if you've never done it before, just because you don't really know what you're looking at, and I really, really wish...
Can we put this pot over there to simmer? I mean, if it's almost done, let's switch.
This pan won't work on here.
Do you have another pan that will?
No.
Okay. Note to self, buy other pans that work on this.
Yeah. What you're looking for when you're melting the butter to the point of making brown butter is you're looking at the bubbles. When the big bubbles stop and you start to get a really tight, tiny bubble foam, that's the point, and then you'll actually start to see the brown milk solids kind of pop up through the middle of the pan. Brown butter is what I put on my popcorn, and so I've been making brown butter forever and a day, and...
We already do, Scott. We already have a Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
But I bought this for his birthday just a few months ago. By a few months, last month.
Yeah.
It hasn't even been that long. It's been barely a month.
It'll be 2 months next month.
True. But we're only halfway through this month.
Yeah, it's like a month and a half.
I did give it to you a couple weeks early.
That is true.
This cornbread looks amazing.
But yeah, the water boiling off is big bubbles, and the whole reason why I'm swirling it constantly is so that it doesn't like bubble and spit at me.
What's that pan? That pan won't work on here?
No, because it's aluminum based.
Aluminum base. So what base pan do we need?
Something magnetic.
I have not had spicy sweet cornbread. I bet I would like it.
With like habaneros or something like that.
Well, and then sweet would be what, honey? I guess?
Yeah, something like that. Okay.
You know, I never want to get any older Accidental Chaos, but I love the age I'm at.
So you see...
I don't want to go back.
So you see this fine foam, but if you look down below, you can see kind of that brownish color. And that's just the milk solids that have started to caramelize. Brown butter is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
It's mostly better, except for as you get older, your body starts to... Wow, I'm starting to do this now. I've got grays. It is what it is, but I don't want to go back. I like the wisdom I've gained. So your birthday's in 2 months. That means this is May. A July baby. I'm an August baby. And what have you lost? Vision, hearing.
Yeah, pounds. Yeah. I'm using cane vinegar. It's kind of my go-to. This particular cane vinegar is a really great alternative to, like, say, cider vinegar. I'm a big fan of it. Okay.
Really interesting. I really like red wine vinegar, but we don't use that very often.
There's no emulsifier. This recipe doesn't call for any kind of emulsifiers.
That's true. We make more money now that we're older. Hopefully.
Unless, of course, you happen to be of the generation that got famous off of TikTok and has like a bajillion followers on, like, say, Twitch or something like that.
That could be you. Give
It could. Oh yeah, see, that's thickening it up real nice. I think this we can turn off. Beauty. Alright, so this I feel like is ready to go. Let's add a bit of salt to the salad. I'm just putting a pinch.
Or two Mrs. Waso pinches.
Probably 2 Mrs. Waso's pinches, because her pinches tend to be pretty small.
I'm not a fan of salt.
Well,
I understand the importance of salt and why we use it. It's just I don't like things salty.
well, that's just it. Is I'm not adding salt to make it salty.
I know. We've had this conversation many times too. That's why I'm not arguing with you. It's just
Except that you are.
no. I'm just telling you why my pinches are smaller. But I do 2 and 3 now to make up. I got little hands.
It's true. All right. I think we're about ready to go. Oh, we probably should have grated some cheese.
I can do that.
Would you grate some?
What kind of cheese?
Probably cheddar.
What kind of cheddar?
You know what? I'm gonna say the Beecher's flagship. A little bit of sharp cheddar would be
Because
nice.
we have 2 cheddars in the fridge. We might even have 3.
No, only 2 at the moment.
Okay. Well, sometimes we almost always have 2.
So here's our finished slaw. Shaved Brussels sprouts with apple and toasted walnuts with that brown butter vinaigrette. We'll plate this up. Our LBJ Pedernales River Chili, but with tri-tip, which is looking very yummy and delicious. And this grandmother's cornbread, which is still pretty hot, but I'm pretty sure we can slice into.
I was saying, until we cut into it, it's not really going to cool down.
Well, because it's in a cast iron pan.
Right.
Alright, let's grab these. And
I can do it.
other bowls.
Yeah, I don't care for salt. It's just not right.
Well, if you can taste the salt, you've added way too much.
Well, Accidental Cat's talking about having salt and vinegar chips, which
Oh.
I'm not a big fan of. And apparently, you can't get the lid off.
What can't you do?
Oh, I got it. Thank you. Woo! That was a close one. Get the lid off the cheese.
Oh, the cheese thingy.
Here, cause you almost always say you didn't do enough.
How much did you do? Oh, that's enough.
I think it's enough.
That's enough. Okay. Oh, we're gonna need Fritos.
They're right here.
Oh, good. And
We should have made a honey butter for this special.
well, we've got honey.
We have Marionberry honey. And other honeys.
So I'm just gonna.
We do have some honey from, was it your grandmother's house?
Nope, that's all gone.
Oh, never mind.
That's been gone for a while.
Sorry.
That's all right. Okay, it's looking good. It's smelling good.
Will you like it?
That's gonna be the big question. Cornbread piece numero uno.
Thanks.
Cornbread piece numero dos.
Woo! Smells like corn.
I hope so.
I'm gonna put a little bit of butter in mine. Because everything's better with butter.
Hang on.
And my cholesterol's fantastic.
That's a pretty good looking cornbread.
Yeah.
Okay. Cornbread, done. Salad. Should have hung on to, oh, no, that's something else entirely.
Mmm. Cornbread's good. The corn chunks is like, it's nice and crunchy.
You mean the corn kernels?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, well, not fun.
Here's our salad. Do. And turn. Okay. And lastly, time to build the chili.
Oh. The salad here is Adventure Bites.
Yeah, the salad is going to be an adventure
Hey,
bite.
Lumpy's back.
Lumpy's back.
It is cornerography.
All right. Where's the slotted spoon from earlier?
In the dishwasher.
In the dishwasher. Okay.
I asked. Here's another slotted spoon.
Actually, I want a spoon, a solid spoon. Because we're got my
Solid
Fritos.
A little bit of cheese. I like to put sour cream.
This is a nice sharp cheddar.
It's a very nice sharp cheddar.
Yes. Very nice sharp cheddar made up in Seattle, Washington. It's Beecher's flagship. Okay. So that is dinner. Now we just need to dish Mrs. Weso up.
You're...
Lumpy, can we come over for dinner?
No, we're coming.
I know I just made this, but In-N-Out's always a good idea. And our closest one is easily an hour away.
It's an hour away.
Kind of sucks.
Yes.
Right down there. Adventure Bites.
Adventure Bites.
We'll Adventure Bite it together. How about that?
Okay.
Do you want to put together your chili?
Sure.
And I need a fork.
I was just in that door.
Oh, I can just use the fork that's in the salad.
True.
So we'll Adventure Bite the salad together. So let's see. Do we need your cutlet for that sharp cheddar? Almost. All right, let's give a proper taste to this cornbread.
A little bit of cheese. I think cornbread's fantastic. It's a lot like the that corn side dish you used to make.
Oh, the corn casserole.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. Only in bread form.
That's really nice cornbread.
You're not just saying that for the...
I'm not just saying that. That's really nice.
It's excellent.
That's I tend to prefer. I don't know. I guess I like it on the sweeter side. This has got a nice sweetness. It was a nice sweet ear of corn. The only thing that I'm a little like about is the texture of. Yeah, corn casserole is actually super easy. It's like a box of Jiffy cornbread mix, a can of creamed corn, and a can of just a can of corn and some butter, if I remember correctly, and then you just mix it all up and bake it, if I remember. It's been a while. But
It's been a long while.
it's been a long while. I think if the cornmeal were a little bit finer, I would probably like it better, because the cornmeal is a little gritty, and I can't say I'm a massive fan of that grit.
Fair enough. Can we, like, how would you just throw through the Vitamix?
Actually, you know what I might try? Is like if I did a equal parts all-purpose flour and corn flour. And then you would still get that corn flavor, and then still obviously mix in the ear corn. But yeah, that's good. That's really good.
It's excellent.
All right,
Okay, what's next?
chili.
Okay, let me get water. Clean the palate.
Mm.
What does one eat to clean
Tail
the
head.
palate? One smells coffee to clean the nose palate. How do you clean the palate of for food?
Vodka? I don't know.
That's not.
I don't know. Water works for me. Okay. Chili time. Them Fritos have soaked up the yummy goodness.
That's very good. It's not too spicy.
It's not spicy at all. In fact, I kind of want to get some hot sauce.
Mm-hmm.
But
The chunks of tri-tips are fun.
it's really nice.
Yeah. Because you wouldn't think that with chili.
Tri-tip is what a lot of people use on the competition chili circuit.
Was it?
Yep.
Because it kind of melts in your mouth.
Okay. Cleansing the palate.
I'm still chewing.
Okay. I'm also chewing.
In and out's amazing lumpy pickle. That's our go-to. Well, at least it used to be.
We also used to live significantly closer to one.
Yeah.
Okay, it's adventure bite time.
They've promised they're going to put one up here, but they haven't yet. They've purchased land in Tualatin, but that's still a half hour away. And they haven't even started building yet.
Okay.
Not horrible.
A salad is what we're trying right now. You're kidding me. It's adventure eating.
No. It's not horrible. I don't know what to think though.
Yeah.
Cause you get this, like, the walnut, the apple, really good. Dressing, excellent. And then like, Brussels sprouts.
Oh, the Brussels sprouts. Like, yeah, I'm kind of like,
but not as vibrant as that. It's more like, ooh, I like,
it's more like,
yeah. It's not horrible.
It's not horrible, but I can't say that I would go out of my way. Would I add a little sugar to the vinaigrette? The vinaigrette's not the issue. The vinaigrette's fine. It's the Brussels sprouts. I think instead of the Brussels sprouts, if I were to make this again,
Cabbage.
yeah, just regular green cabbage, because regular green cabbage is going to be sweeter, and these Brussels sprouts were on the, I guess, more bitter side. Yeah.
But the vinaigrette with the apple and the walnuts,
Wow.
fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good apple. The walnuts turned out good.
Mm-hmm.
You did a good job.
But then every once in a while you get them like, oh. What if you like blanched them first or something?
I mean, the whole idea is that it's supposed to be like raw and shaved. Yeah, I think I would absolutely just use regular green cabbage because that's usually going to be sweeter.
It's not horrible though.
It's not horrible. I would just say it needs work.
Yes, that's it exactly. It's a baseline that we can work from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, that's what I asked, Lumpy.
The only problem, so blanching's going to end up par cooking them. I don't want to par cook them because it's supposed to be a fresh salad, you know?
A crunch.
A bit of a crunch.
But it would soften that bitter bite, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. But I'm going to go back to the chili because that makes my mouth happy. And the salad is kind of making my mouth go, eh.
Yeah, these Brussels sprouts were pretty big. So that's probably, that would help.
Maybe.
Or maybe do a combination, Brussels sprouts and cabbage.
At that point, I might as well just use straight up green cabbage.
Okay. What about purple cabbage?
No?
Hi.
Yeah, you can use a purple cabbage.
What are you doing?
A
Oh,
puppy.
she's so cute. She's not a puppy, but we do call her that because she still acts like a puppy. She'll be 6 this year.
Good job.
So we call her puppy, and she goes by girl as well.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes big guy.
Uh-oh.
Come on, big guy.
Better give,
Jake.
Jake. Good job, dogs.
Just slowly coming in.
What? Hi, little girl. Hey, Wendy here.
Yes, there was 4 of us. We got 2 tails wagging.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you feed them today or did I?
I did. Yeah, that cornbread.
Sit down all the way.
Very, very happy with this.
Yeah, I am too.
Which is, for me, is saying a lot because I usually am not a big cornbread fan. I even said as much.
You did.
Before we started, I was just like, oh, you've been lurking. Oh, okay. So you know what's up.
You're always welcome to lurk.
Yeah.
I lurk
All
all
of
the
our
time.
lurkers are totally welcome. Feel free to just hang out. You don't have to interact. We're happy you're here. Just make sure you grab a snack ahead of time.
Yeah.
Have it with you during the stream. If not, be sure you eat first. That's why there's the warning at the beginning of the stream. But yeah, I even told Mrs. Wesa that I'm not a big cornbread fan. I'm just generally am not. This is good.
Well, when was the last time you made it?
And this is plain. I've not put any butter. I put nothing on it. This is just straight out of the pan.
Our entire marriage, you've
And
made
that's
it
really
twice.
saying something. I have this time, so it's all good. Nice.
Yeah, you've only made it once or twice our whole marriage.
Yeah. And that's because I'm not a fan.
And that's one of those foods that I asked for
But
and you would never make.
this is a solid recipe. I'm going to make sure to go give it a 5. Because it's great. And I think making it in the cast iron pan was absolutely the right choice. Not to mention adding that fresh corn.
Mm-hmm.
That's super
I see
good.
a honey butter on this would be amazing.
Oh, yeah. Oh. At any rate,
Any questions?
rapid fire. What do you got? Mm.
This chili is really good. I'm not. Your chilies, I've never really been a big fan of. This is good.
Yeah. To be honest, like, it's good. I will say, however, oh my gosh, seriously?
You could use
Dude, Accidental Chaos, that's amazing. The fact that you're at nearly at episode 1000 of One Piece, like, I love One Piece. I could not watch it all. It's way too daunting. Like, I've kind of kept up with the storyline, but, so, like, hats off to you. There's a reason why I have Sanji's logo on my car.
very cool.
And you made chicken adobo. Nice. How'd that turn out? Oh, okay. Lumpy Pickle's making spam musubi. We've talked about that.
But we learned it's not pronounced musubi. It's pronounced...
Musubi.
No, it's pronounced differently.
Musubi. I don't know. It's taken a year and a half. Yeah. 1,000 episodes, it's a lot. Especially when you like go back and you watch the very beginning. Back when it was still in the old 4x3 format. Oh my gosh. Please tell me you've been watching the original Japanese with subtitles. Please tell me you've been watching the subtitled versions. Because there's nothing like the Japanese voice actors when it comes to that show. I'm just saying. To put it into perspective, Accidental Chaos, I was watching One Piece back when, way back. This was back when there was a group called Kaizoku Fan Subs. Before it even came to the US. Before Shonen Jump picked it up. That's how long ago, like, I was watching it.
Wow.
Right on. I'm looking forward to figuring out how to set up outside.
Yeah.
Because it is a gorgeous day outside right now.
Well.
It was?
It was. Typical Pacific Northwest, the clouds come.
No. But I had to run to the market right before stream because I forgot the Fritos. And 67 Fahrenheit, it was beautiful, sunny, some clouds. I thought, it'd be awesome if we could set up by our little fire pit.
We will.
And cook out there. We will. The dub stopped at like 750. Yeah. One Piece's surprise faces are hilarious. Yeah. Really long network table. That's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah. Well, let's order one from Amazon.
And I'm probably going to have to get a 75 foot. Maybe 100. German dubs are straight unbearable. I can imagine.
Let's just get the 100 and unless there's a huge price difference.
Yeah. I'll look it up. That'll be a thing. Started watching when it was dubbed by 4Kids and then stopped for some reason during lockdown. I was like, I might as well. Oh, dude, the 4Kids dub. Oh my gosh. I remember the Saturday that One Piece debuted on US TV. And it was that 4Kids dub. I love that series. That first opener, We Are, has such a special place in my heart. You have no idea. So, turn it on. I'm ready for it. I'm like, okay, let's see what happened. Because after what Tokyo Pop did to Initial D, I was just like, but I'm like, all right, let's do this. It started, it wasn't the original opening, which immediately made me sad. And then the English dub came on.
Which made you sadder.
Which made me sadder. And I think I made it to the point where Luffy pops out of the barrel in the first episode. And he starts talking. And at that point, I think I turned it off. And that's the last time that I even bothered with it. Because I was just like, nope, I can't do it. I just could not do it.
It's really good with butter and honey.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to eat more later when we're watching sumo. Lumpy Pickle may have a long cable he can send us. That would be most welcome.
Private message.
That's not private.
Oh.
No, he just tagged me in it.
Oh, okay.
If it were a private message, it would have appeared up there as a
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, the English dubs are most of the time okay, but...
Yeah. So,
it was super censored. Yeah. No, it is really funny how the U.S. market censored a lot of the sort of the cartoon violence in that series. It was kind of weird. Because, yeah, it just... The way that the censorship laws are, because U.S. market is like, oh, they're cartoons, they're showing them on TV and for kids. It's like, have you watched any of the Looney Tunes?
Or even Tom and Jerry.
Even Tom and Jerry, like, those were crazy violent. But, oh well. So funny thing about English dubs. Back in the day, this was back when we were just... Oh yeah, and Sanji cigarette. That's right. They changed his... Sanji, the character, he's a chef, which is why I love him as much. He has a cigarette usually in his mouth. In the American version, they turned it to a lollipop, if I remember correctly. Which was like, oh, okay. So back when we were in a group of friends and she wanted nothing to do with me, we decided to... There was an open call for staffing at an anime convention. It was a brand new anime convention that was happening out in the Antelope Valley, which is just outside of LA. It was a convention called Animagic, and they were looking for staffing. A couple of our friends said, "Hey, this popped up. Do we want to do this?" I'm like, "Okay, cool." We thought, "Hey, we can go staff the video game room," because half of the people that were going to be doing this worked as testers, and then myself and the girlfriend of one of the other guys that was going, we figured we'd do just the overnight shift for the game room. So then that way, and they had this amazing video game room set up. The little convention literally took place at this small hotel, larger than a motel but smaller than a normal hotel, out in the Antelope Valley. We were staffing the video game room. The guy that was in charge of it had one of the most insane video game collections that I've ever seen. He owned a shop. But, so we were like, okay, cool, we'll staff and whatever. At this particular con, they brought a whole bunch of English voice actors that were speaking and, hanging out and stuff like that. So, like, guys from the English dub of Ava, guys from the English dub of Gundam Wing. There were a number of voice actors. I don't remember all of them, but there were two in particular that a couple in particular that I remember. One of which, his name was it Crispin Freeman, if I remember correctly. He gave a couple of magnificent lectures, hung out, and generally we were sitting there hanging out, and we got to know a couple of voice actors, one of which was a gentleman by the name of John, that we got to know and kind of hung out with. And the other guy that we started talking and hanging out, some of y'all may know from this little online show called Critical Role, dude by the name of Taliesin Jaffe. Yeah, Taliesin was part of that. Yeah, Taliesin was part of that. So it was hilarious when suddenly it's like the first time I found Critical Role, I'm like, I know that guy. But yeah, he was the voice director for the Hellsing English dub at the time, and which was literally just coming out, or at least being released on DVD at the time. And so we started talking about that and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, it was just kind of funny, but we stayed in touch for a while after the fact, but then that kind of fell by the wayside just from life and everything else. So yeah, it's like a mafia boss name. Voice Itachi Naruto and Holland and Eureka 7. Oh, okay. Oh, I remember Eureka 7. But yeah, that was kind of my experience with English dub actors. I had to laugh because overnight, people start partying and stuff like that, and there was this one voice actor who was always in the hot tub, and the hot tub was always filled with like fangirls, and they just had convention soup going on. It was just really funny. It was a pretty special little con. It really was, because it was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we had an absolute blast. It was a wonderful little con. I think it happened like 1 or 2 years more after that, but there were some issues internally with kind of the organization that ran it and everything else, but it was a good time. So yeah, had a friend meet most of the dub actors from DBZ and Full Metal. Oh, okay, that's cool. I mean, clearly I've been watching anime for a long time. At the moment, yeah, long time. Oh, you've never been to a con, dude. Well, I would imagine Texas probably has a fair number of anime cons. Granted, I was really spoiled because Anime Expo was up the road, basically. So I went to Anime Expo the last times that it was held in Anaheim, before they moved over to LA. And honestly, I prefer the Anaheim location immensely. The LA Expo Center for the convention is just, it's massive. The whole area is just kind of like eh. Anaheim, at least, it's right there next to Disneyland. There's a whole bunch of like hotels. It's just a much nicer area, and it was a lot more fun. But yeah, we went to Anime Expo. I don't know, it was like 4 or 5 times, something like that. This would have been early 2000s, so long time ago. It's been forever. Actually, the first Anime Expo that I went to was that 2000? I think it was the last time that they held it at the Long Beach Convention Center. And it was the year that Tokyo Pop announced that they had gotten the rights to Initial D. And they actually had a Panda 8.6 out there. And this is before I knew what it was. And one of the people that I met for the first time and became a good friend, a car guy, it was more loose.
Oh yeah.
He goes up to it and just lovingly just like hugs it. And there were pictures of him at the time hugging the car, which was really funny. But then we saw the manga and we were just like, no. But yeah, we started watching the hard-coded fan subs on VHS tape of Initial D, and they were rips of the laser discs that were made in Japan. Scream for Me Long Beach. Yes, exactly, Scott Connor. Exactly that place. So, I haven't been to an anime con, like I said. It's been a very, very long time. It would be interesting to go again, because it's such a different landscape than it was when I was going. This, to put it into perspective, this was like right before torrenting started. It was right before you started to see digital distribution of fan subs of anime, and people being able to have the equipment to do it. Here in the South, we have Anime. There you go. Yeah. Not Sally Mae. Sally Mae sucks. So, it was a good time. Anywho's, I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm going to sit down and eat. I'm going to enjoy the craziness that is the Natsu Basho that's going on right now. I think we're on day 11, I think is what it is, of 15. 10 or 11 of 15. And it has been a crazy tournament. People that were supposed to be doing really well aren't. People who were supposed to be sucking aren't.
Isn't that the case, like, of all that kind of stuff, though? Like,
No. It most of the time, it's like, because of how things go, you kind of expect certain people to do better than others. There's been so many upsets, like, people are doing nowhere near as well as they normally would, and some people are doing incredible, which they never do. And a lot of hardcore sumo fans have just been saying that's been total chaos. Did I watch The Legend of Vox Machina? I did. And
was that the game they played? Like,
no, that was yes.
The anime after.
Yeah, it was the animated series based on the stories from the first campaign. Up till the...
We watched a good portion of the campaign.
Yeah.
You watched more of it. I don't know, what's her name? Drives me insane, I just want to strangle her. Matt's wife.
Marisha.
All she can say is the F word. Like, seriously, more? Just stop talking. I mean, I'm not opposed to saying certain words, but you don't need to say every third word.
Yeah. It's like, it's better when it's peppered in for effect as opposed to...
Then it's funny.
And then it's funny, as opposed to a transitionary term like or and.
Yeah, and that's how she talks.
So
I can't do it.
Yeah, that's all right. So, anyways, let's see who's on, if this will let me do it. I'm just kind of curious. Oh yeah, I totally get that, what you're saying, Scott Connor, about the word poggers.
You know, we don't really say it that often.
Yeah, we don't say it at all. I mean, I get why people do. Let's see.
We could dump people right into sumo.
And it just so happens that we have to.
Shush.
And we could watch sumo together.
We can't. Oh yeah, we could. We could dump right into the sumo, and you could totally see what we're talking about. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, yeah, it's been going for a little while. Yeah.
It's interesting.
So, okay. So yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one. Oh yeah, Painey's on.
That might be more supportive.
Yeah, I'd probably be. Yeah, let's go visit the pants.
Well, you guys are great. I crashed today, and I learned some things. We all learn things.
We did. We learned things, and we made food, and it was delicious. So, okay.
It was mostly delicious.
It was mostly delicious. So, let's see. Boop. Okay. So, we're going to get this going. Thanks so much, everybody, for coming and hanging out. We will see you all on Thursday.
I'll be back at work. So.
She'll be back at work, so she won't be in the kitchen with me.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. But Saturday, I think, for the end of the basho, I think we'll make chanko nabe and talk about that. It should be delicious. I'm excited for it. And yeah. So thanks so much, everybody, for being here. Take care. Love you guys. And we will see you next time. You know what? Before we do that, let's put up the raid message. So there's the raid message. Thanks, Accidental Chaos. Yeah, tried new things, and that's really kind of what life's about.
Adventure bites are good. And the salad wasn't horrible.
It wasn't horrible. It wasn't the greatest, but, you know, it is what it is. So, okay, let's go raid Painty Pants. So, take care, everybody. Spam her with that raid message. And looks like we got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ba-dum.